Good morning, Mr. Rengifo. I would like to make you some questions and you must answer. Let's talk
Okay.
about your city in which you live. The first question is what kind of place is it?
Okay, I will say that the kind of place where I live, it's a very beautiful place with it's always shining because it's a place when you are going to find neighbors who are going to help you always, uh, people who take care of the environment of the place they walk, they live. It's a very beautiful place. You can visit it when you want.
That's nice. The next question is what's the most interesting part of your city?
It's difficult to say because there are of beautiful and interesting parts in the city I live. But I will say that the parks, all the parks here, are the most interesting part of my city because those are very clean and you can see green parts everywhere you go. The parks are very green with well take cared, well built. They are so beautiful. So I think those are the most interesting part of there.
That's a good point. The next question is what kind of jobs do the people in your city do?
Okay, about the jobs that the people do in my city are, mm, I think, are more officing jobs because those are the easier for carry, and also they not work so far, so they can care of the family and share with them. So the officing jobs are the most of the work of the jobs the people here do and are the best option for living.
Okay, and the last question is would you say it's a good place to live and why?
Of course, I will say that because, as I told you before, it's a shining place where you can find nice neighbors, a nice environment. You have a really beautiful, how to say it, a really beautiful environment for living. You can be really happy with all the people that it's around you. So I could say it's a very great place for living.
That's great.
Yes. Okay, now, Mr. Boada, I want to ask you some question too. I want you to talk about your accommodation. So, tell me about the kind of accommodation you live in.
Okay, I live in my own house with my family. I live in a good neighborhood with good neighbors.
Okay, that's pretty good. Now, the second one is how long have you lived there?
I have lived here in my house my whole life because my grandfather built this house with his own hands, and then my entire family lived there.
Oh, really? That's pretty good to hear.
Yeah,
Now, what do you like about living there?
the thing that I like the most of living here is that we live near of everything we need. Because, for example, we live near to the church, the supermarkets, and all we need.
Oh, that's a really good point about your position. That's really good. Okay, the last question I have to you is what sort of accommodation will you most like to live in?
I think that a place in which I will feel comfortable is a place in which there will more environment or nature, because I think that we need to stay closer than these kind of things.
Oh, okay. This conversation was really good. Your points are very interesting. I'm very glad of hearing to you and I'm glad with you for answering my question. I think you are going to be well and thanks for everything.
I think the same. Thank you.